Twitch is going. Kick's going. YouTube's going. Cool. All right, I think I'm ready to go. Let me make sure that this is still going. Yeah, that's not the right screen. Hold up. It's so odd. There we go. All right, so that's the right screen. What can I do as far as this guy? Display capture. You know what? I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna touch that one. I'll leave it. All right. Let me sit up. Get ready. Pull out little notes in case I need them. All right. So I did have a note. So I guess the podcast, I'll just do it the same solo format I was running. So I'll start off with my brother's updates, and then after, what are we gonna talk about? Let's see. Excuse me. Sorry about coming on so late. Traffic was crazy today. Alright, cool. Let's ooh. Alright, I am almost ready. Check all the chats real quick. Make sure no one's trying to message. Alright, cool. I feel like that would be a good topic to go to. Dang, I think I might do that one. Yeah, I think that would be a good segue. And then let's see. Oh, that's a great idea. I'm glad I looked at this. Put text over screen so it can't see text. I'll do that actually. Let me do that real fast. I feel like that would help. Now how do I do that? There has to be a way to do it. Text. Perfect. Add new text. Can't see. Wow, why is it so big? Goodness gracious. Why is it so big, bro? Hold up. Can I make it smaller? There we go. Alright. Can't see chat right now. Will devote uppercase, start case. What does that mean? Oh, that's start case. Oh, what in the world? save them, right? And then let's see if I can make this smaller. Oh my goodness. What just happened? Did it just go upside down? What? Why is it backwards? What just happened? Alright, I'm gonna just put this right here and then just leave it like that for honestly, because can't see chat right now. I might have to put it in caps so people, excuse me, understand. Excuse me. Ooh. Neck. Dang. Never mind. Go back, go back, go back. What? Oh my god. What did I do? 200, I think, right? Jesus, what did I do? Hold up. Wingdings. Yeah, I'm putting that on the wingdings right now. Why does it keep... Yo! Why does it keep doing that? That's so weird. Can't see chat right... No, let's move that back. Alright. Can't see chat right now. We'll devote at least 30 minutes at the end of the podcast to answer chat. I feel like that'll work. Now, how do I... Can I underline it? Right? Yeah. I feel like that works. Any writing system? Oh, I'm blocking the I'm gonna have to move my video. What the heck? I'm gonna 1 second. Let me move. Yeah, perfect. Let me move this guy because I don't want to block off the. Well, I mean, hold up before I move myself. I have another screen, right? This might be better. Like this one. I think this one's okay. I'm gonna just move myself up some. Like there. Like that. That way people can see the name of the song that's playing. Okay. Alright, I feel like I'm ready to record. I think the sound's good. I'm pretty sure my mic's okay. Testing, testing, testing. Pretty sure like this is better, probably. Well, whatever. Alright, so episode 3. I might start this song over from the top. It's called I'm Just Saying. Like Super Saiyan. Hello, bro. How are you doing? I can see you're streaming good. Are you looking to earn on your channel? Depends on several factors. I'm a professional channel promoter who helps streamers gain. Bro, can I put that joint in the garbage? Thank you. Yeah. The world. Like, I didn't ask for that, bro. Alright, I think I'm ready to just start recording. Let me put this, Oh, maybe I should put up the pictures of the things. I mean, that would probably help, but like, maybe I don't know. Like I feel like maybe I'm just overcomplicating things. But like I kind of want to put up on the screen the things that I've been doing with my brother. Let me think. I feel like putting it up on the screen will probably help. Here, I'm gonna put them on the screen. That way people can see what it is I'm talking about. Mm-mm. 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 Yo, I don't know why this isn't working, but yeah, it's not working for some reason. You know what? I think it might be chalked because it's not working for whatever reason. Yeah, I can't do it. It's just not gonna work. I tried. My phone's just bugging. Alright, whatever. I'll just record the episode regardless. Boom, 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 boom. Excuse me. All right. I feel like this is fine. I think at this point I just gotta record because I think I'm overcomplicating things at this point. Okay, let me hold on. Let me. Y'all can't hear the music? Hold up. No, I just tested this. You should be able to hear. I'm not going to mess with nothing. No, I'm over here overcomplicating things. Want everything to be perfect. Hold up. Let me turn the light down, son. It's blinding me. Okay. All right. All right. I am now recording for the podcast. All right. This is episode 3 of the Advocating Brother podcast, or the I don't know, my brother's advocate podcast. I'm still thinking about a name. I don't know, but if you're listening, thanks for listening. Um, I'm just going to keep the same format as the other solo episodes. So I already recorded episode 3, and I had my fiance on as the guest, and we recorded a great episode. But unfortunately, none of it saved. So whoever saw it live, you saw a great episode because it's gone now, and it's nowhere to be found. I checked everywhere, which does stink. But now I'm just gonna have to re-record it, and this time I'm recording it solo. And I was planning on having a guest on. I mean, I think that's why I really like pushed this one back, because I was really hoping that guest would come through, and then it didn't work out. But then I had my fiance on, and then the recording failed, and then I was just hoping maybe I could get a guest on. And I think it's been like a month, and I still haven't recorded the next episode. So figured I might as well do it real quick. Yeah, episode 3. So to start off with my brother, his updates, what we've been up to, and if you're new around here, I just talk about what it's like helping my brother with autism, and he doesn't speak, and what it's like communicating with him and getting things done with him, and so as you guys know, I mean, we go out to the community, right? And when we're out in the community, I let him choose where he wants to go and what he wants to do. And yeah, we pretty much go out and do whatever he wants. We will go watch a movie, or go swimming, or go to the mall, or go to the library, or the park. Wherever he really wants to go, we'll go, right? So, and if he wants to stay inside, we got plenty of activities we could do inside, like puzzles, read books, play games. Of course, the iPad, of course, right? But we could throw the ball around, we could blow bubbles, got lots of stuff we can do inside. And what I do is I give him the choice to choose what he wants to do, and he loves it. He's been smiling a lot more, and I think it's because of the amount of choices I give him, and how I let him do what he wants. He picks something, and I honor that, and um, yeah, it's working out. Lately, so some new things I guess I've been doing. I implemented a calendar and like a weekly schedule for him, and I printed out a bunch of pictures, like picture icons, and put Velcro on them. And every week, at the beginning of the week, um, well, yeah, at the beginning of the week, he puts a bunch of pictures all over the weekly schedule, and then we follow that schedule for the week, and he loves it. At first, I tried to do it like once a day, like every day we'll like pick out what we do in the morning. But one time he tried to put it for all the weeks, or sorry, for all the days, for multiple days, and I was like, well, do you want to do the whole week? And he said yes. So I let him do the whole week, and he loves it. We honor that weekly schedule. Um, but before we do the schedule, we have that calendar that I mentioned before. So he takes a marker and crosses off every day. So when it's, well, today is Thursday, August 7th. So for Thursday, we went to August 7th, right? He crossed it off. I asked him, what day is it? Thursday. Boom. We go over to the weekly schedule. I wish I could show it to you, but my phone was acting up for some reason. We go over to the weekly schedule, you know, and then we just do everything in order. And today we went to the YMCA, and I mean, it was his choice, you know. He set up the weekly schedule, and he loved it at the Y. We like to just walk around the big track, and sometimes if he's in the mood, we'll play basketball and just throw the ball up, practice throwing the ball up. Today I tried to introduce him to plyometrics or
box jumping. um, he was really scared because at some point, so I told him to jump on the box, right? And well, first I made him put one foot on the box and then put the next foot. And then the next time I told him, all right, now you're going to put both feet and stand on the box. So he put both feet and stood on the box. And he got too scared to get down. And I could tell he was getting more and more scared. And I was like, here, you can just sit down to get down. And he didn't want to sit, and he just looked really scared. I just felt kind of bad. I'm like, dang, I didn't realize. I forgot to teach you how to get down. um, but yeah, so I helped him get down from there, and then he didn't want to do much more of that after. So I mean, at least I showed it to him, something new. Um, so I've been helping. Well, before I say that, when we take breaks, because we do a little activity and take a break. For his breaks, I let him set the timer now, because before I would just set the timer. Now I let him set the timer and choose how many minutes he wants his break to be. He loves that. Um, as always, when getting changed or like if he's doing something, I always ask him, "Do you want help?" before helping him, and make sure he says yes, and tell him you can say no. Are you sure? And he says yes. Get that confirmation and then help him. Um, when I'm doing chores around the house, I'll ask him, "Hey, do you want to help?" And usually he says yes, which is very interesting. Because he doesn't really ask to help, but if you ask him like, "Hey, do you want to help?" he'll say yes. And I think the reason for that is, as my friend Ethan says, um, he didn't know that dialogue option existed. So, uh, yeah, I think that's why he doesn't really ask to do things. But if you ask him, "Hey, do you want to do it?" he usually says yes. And then he gets up and he helps willingly. And like for example, I was doing laundry and I saw him on his iPad, and I had a big bag of laundry, and I said to him, "Hey, do you want to help me with laundry?" And he said yes. And then I gave him the bag, and then he dragged the bag to the laundry room, and then I poured the detergent in the cap for him and measured it out, and I showed it to him, like said, like, yeah, this is where how we're measuring it. We gotta fill it to the one line, and then I did it. Then I passed it to him. He poured it in, and then from there, I put the rest of the laundry because it's dirty laundry. I don't want him touching all that. At least it was my laundry. I don't want him touching all that. But yeah, but he was very happy to help. He likes being helpful, or yeah, that's the way I say. Yeah, he likes to be helpful and help others, especially when given the opportunity. And I noticed that when I ask him to help or to do things, he's usually has like a big smile on his face afterwards, and I think it's because I'm I don't know, I'm giving him attention. I'm working with him. I'm just giving him something to do that isn't play on his iPad all day. So yeah. Oh, and when we were doing laundry, I guess another thing I've been doing is trying my best to learn how he communicates as himself and trying to understand what his vocalizations may mean. Because usually he does it when he's excited or stimming, which, yeah, but he usually does it when he's excited. Um, But yeah, when we were doing laundry, he said to me, and I looked at him and I said, "Are you done? You don't want to do laundry no more?" And he said, "Yes." And then pointed to the door, and I said, "Yeah, you can go, no problem. Thanks for helping." And then he ran away. And I think when he went, I think that was really just his way of saying like, "I'm done here. I'm done helping." And I'm just glad I caught that. So I'm trying to figure out what his vocalizations mean more often. It, that way, you know, we can um, we can communicate. You know, at least I'm trying to figure out how he communicates when he's not using words or pictures and things. I'm just trying to figure out what he's saying, just as he is. I guess I don't know how I'm trying to explain that honestly. Um, but after he went, I said, "Thank you for communicating with me." Because that he was communicating as best he could. I understood it. He wanted to go, so it didn't work out. And today he shocked me. Oh man, so today was amazing. So he, so I was helping him get dressed, and I helped him put on shorts, and then I was tying his string, and I had tied it and then tightened it, and then I said, "Hey, do you want to help?" And he said yes. So I just gave him the strings. I just wanted to see what he would do with it. This man made bunny ears into a bow. Where did that come from? Like, I didn't know he could do that. So I'm thinking, like, can he do it again? And at that point, I was like, nice, that was awesome. So I'm thinking, can he do it again? So now we got to put on his shoes because we're getting ready to go to the Y. So he's putting on his shoes, and this time I say, "Here, you try. You try. Do you want to try?" And just got that confirmation. "Do you want to try?" "Yes." "You can say no." "Yes." "Okay. All right." So I help him to lean over to touch his shoes, and just let him do the strings, and he did it. He literally put the string over, and then he tightened it only a little bit. So that's when I took over. I'm like, "You got to do it tight," so I can tight like that, right? And then right after that, he did the bunny ears, and then he tied his shoes. And I was like, I was just blown away. I didn't know he could do that. um, but then I was like, all right, let's see if you can do it again. All right, tie the next shoe. And he tied the next shoe all by himself. Didn't even need any help. And he did it tight, just like I reminded him to. Absolutely amazing. And he just did this today. Like, what? And, like, he's just blowing my mind with the skills that he knows. Like, I, I, I had no idea he could tie some shoes. Um, and I think it's because he usually just lets people do it for him. And I don't know if he's just like being smart and just trying to get out of doing work, or if it's him just having it where it's I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. um, oh, I think that's because that's just how things have always been. People just do stuff for him, so he just lets it happen. Um, but at this point, I just want to figure out like that he can do those things. Like, oh, sorry, I just want to. I just really, I forgot to say the word teach. I want to figure out how to teach him that he can do those things on his own. Sorry, it's been a while and a long day. But yeah, I want to figure out what he can do on his own, and I want to teach him that he can do it on his own. He doesn't have to wait for me to say, "Hey, do you want to help?" Or um, like I don't. It really is so tricky. Because I don't know what he's able to do by himself because he just lets me do it for him. And I think what I'll do is probably consult like a behavior analyst about it because like I don't know how to teach him that you don't need a prompt to do things. And this is an issue with many people with autism. I mean, it's not really the biggest issue per se. I mean, it's just, you know, um, but it is something that happens with people with autism. Uh, this concept is called prompt dependency, and what prompt dependency is oftentimes people with autism they won't do another action or won't ask something um, until you prompt them. And the way or what this would look like, at least in the case for my brother, right? Say if he wants cereal, right? He'll grab a bowl, he'll come up to my door, and he'll knock on the door. And usually he just knocks once. He goes, dung, because that's just how he is. I know him. So he knocks on the door. He's standing there with the bowl. I open the door, and he's just standing there looking at me with the bowl. And we can just stand there for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, even longer. We can just sit there and stand there and lock eyes, and he'll sit there and hold his bowl until I say, "What do you want?" And then once I say, "What do you want?" Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. But once I say, "What do you want?" then he'll say, "Cereal," or, uh, or chips or something like that. But it's not until I say or prompt him, "What do you want?" that he says, "I want chips, I want cereal." Otherwise, we'll just be standing there and he won't say anything. And he's waiting for that prompt. So that is an example of prompt dependency. And he has struggled his whole life with prompt dependency. I think like from like age like 13, 14, he really became very prompt dependent. And where prompt dependency comes from is it does stink. So where prompt dependency comes from, it's so because ABA is such a powerful science, and the art of prompts, um, not the art, but it's like prompting um, with people with autism. If you give them a certain amount of prompts, or like if you don't implement prompting procedures correctly under supervision of like a trained professional or behavior analyst, what may happen, and it doesn't always happen, but what may happen is a child becomes prompt dependent because the way that the procedure was implemented, it made it seem as though to the person with autism that they need a prompt in order to move on. They need that prompt in order to show that they're able to move on to the next action, or they need that prompt to move on. And the thing is, a lot of people with autism, they do need prompts for help, but there when what happens is people become prompt dependent and they don't do things for themselves because they're waiting for a prompt. As if you, oh, I think I know what it is. So when you prompt people, right? When you prompt somebody through something, it's usually because you're teaching them how to do something new that they can't do for themselves. But prompt dependent people, they need prompts to just do the next action, even if they can do it themselves. And I don't know where I was going with this, honestly, but yeah, my brother is prompt dependent. And I think at this point, like, oh, I remember where I was going. So, he didn't tie his shoes until I prompted him to, but he already knew how to tie his shoes, which is what I learned today. So, I think that I need to try and find a balance between when to help and when to prompt, and it's so hard with prompt dependency. It really is. Like, when do I prompt the next right step and then give him space to do it himself? Like, how much? Like, do I just prompt the next action? Do I prompt and then I just don't want him to be frustrated, right? I don't want him to be confused. Maybe I should prompt, all right, what's next? But, what if he actually doesn't know what's next? Right? And then now I'm frustrating him. Or now he's a little confused. I don't know what I was talking about, or what the point of where I am here. Honestly, I have no idea. But yeah. After finding out that he can tie his shoes and tie a lace, I think what I will do now is ask him whenever we do just about anything. I'll say, "Hey, do you want to help?" And from there, just say, all right, what do we do? What do you... this is all just so new to me because all this just happened today. I didn't really get the chance to really process and think about it. But, I just want to be able to best support him as best I can and create a routine that really works for him. And it's been working out with the calendar and the weekly schedule. But, yeah, after today and finding that out, I think I need to keep figuring out what he can do independently, or at least by himself with a little bit of help, and then adjust accordingly. Is there anything else new that we do? I mean, I feel like I told you guys episode 1 and 2, we go swimming, go to the mall, go to the movies. Recently we saw Smurfs. I think the week before that we saw Elio. And then I think he saw Superman with my mom. I didn't get to see that one. I did want to see that one. But, is there anything else that we do? Oh, he's speaking a lot more clearer. And I think it's these opportunities to speak. And he's doing, because he's following the schedule, he's like so happy to be following a schedule that like he's just so jolly whenever we're on schedule. And I think that helps with him speaking. Because he's just in good spirits and he's talking louder and clearer, and it is awesome. Trying to think. Like, pretty sure I already told y'all what we do, and I think that that's really all that is new for the most part. Um, just thinking. Okay. I'm just trying to think. Like, well, I mean, I could just put it in a podcast, but um, I've been using a lot of ideas that I found from Instagram Reels. Like, I saw this lady. She put it was a BCBA. She put a like a travel pack with picture cards, so you can communicate on the go. Um, like just with a little tiny little travel pack like this big with a couple cards in it. So I made one of those for him, and also put a timer in there. That's what the lady recommended, and yeah, he loves it. He loves carrying it around. And when we're at home, I'm asking him like, should I put the brake card? Should I put this card in there? He's like, yes, yes, and then we put it in. Um, so that's helping a lot. Oh, excuse me. Mm, I'm trying to think like, what else have we done? I don't even. Is there anything else? I don't know what else, honestly. I'm trying to think of some things to talk about, but like, I feel like they're not appropriate for the podcast. They're more like separate video kind of things. Um, yeah, talked about that. Talked about that. I feel like there was something else, but I just can't remember it. Oh, I hate when that happens. Oh, excuse me. Hmm. Yeah, I am excited to figure out what skills he can do. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Yeah, that's right. I've been making other resources for him as well, like a star chart, or they're called token boards or token economies, but it's like a star chart. I made one with a Rowdy Rough Boys background, and the stars are pictures of Powerpuff Girls, and one's I figure Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup, and those are the tokens and or the stars, and then once he gets those three, we get to go somewhere. And I made that because sometimes he does act up a little bit. So, um, you know, like sometimes he does break rules on purpose. So, um, I implemented this token chart or the star chart so that every time he follows a specific rule that he keeps breaking, I won't say it because it's a little bit embarrassing for his dignity, but he keeps breaking this one rule. So whenever he doesn't break the rule, I'm going to give him a star, and then hopefully, and I just implemented this yesterday, but hopefully he does it 3 times, and then he'll earn his reward. Um, yeah, sometimes it is frustrating. Oh God, what was I just saying? Sometimes it is frustrating. Um, you know, um, because I mean, he does kind of have little brother syndrome. He acts like the spoiled little brother sometimes, and freaks out when he doesn't get his way. And sometimes he'll try to bang on things, um, and I tell him like, save body, and I get frustrated and he's frustrated. So, the frustration, it does happen sometimes. What I found that helps me a lot is praying often and praying for patience and to be helpful and to be loving despite the frustration. Um, like, it's like every morning I'm praying, like, God, please help me to see that he's trying his best and he's trying to communicate with his actions, and please, despite him banging on things and throwing stuff at times, and oh my goodness, despite him throwing stuff, please God, help me to be patient and help me to be loving and helpful despite all of this, and help me to understand that we see things differently, and he wants things to go a certain way and I want things to go a certain way. Like, I don't want him banging on a counter because he's mad about something tiny. um I don't want that, God. Like, please help me to continue to be supporting and loving and accepting, um, despite this, despite these issues. Help me to love him and see him and support him as best as I can, and continue to be patient with him and continue to prompt him as needed and support him as needed. I have to say these kind of prayers in the morning because sometimes I do get frustrated, especially when he's like being destructive. I was about to say disruptive, but sorry, destructive. And he's trying to break stuff or throw stuff, and I still have to stay cool and help him to help him and de-escalate the situation, and help him to stay calm and see that what he's doing is unacceptable and is not going to help him with being frustrated, and to take better actions other than doing a lot doing a lot. Um, you know, um, I think praying and really just praying, just how can I be good and be helpful and be supportive, even though even though he's doing a lot that is that I find to be disrespectful to my mom and also destructive. I find it disrespectful that he's like trying to break my mom's stuff because he's angry over something, and I still have to be able to help him to breathe through it, and if he pushes me, just be like, hey man, it's okay, it's okay, and oh man, but even tough days with my brother is nothing like tough days at my job, at my former job. So, I'm just happy about that. Because in my last job, I mean, I absolutely love it. It was awesome. But the tough days then, oh, there were some tough days. It could be because I'm related to my brother, so I do know what to do in a lot of situations. Whereas when I was working with, I don't want to call them strangers, but I guess clients, uh, some days I didn't know what I needed to do to help the kid. But I realized that as long as I try my best, do what I was trained, and understand that it's probably not me, and that there's a lot going on, right? There's probably medical reasons for things going on, and right, so don't be too hard on myself. Let me see how long this recording is. Let's see. I'm only at 40 minutes. Oh, I feel like I've been talking forever. Dang. This might be a short episode. Yeah, I was really hoping I could have a guest on for this episode, and again, we already recorded episode 3 a little while ago, but it just didn't save, which was so unfortunate. But yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about. I think in the future. Oh wait, there's a couple things I could talk about now. I think about, but before I do that, in the future, all right, I'm messing around. I think in the future, I'm gonna try to put out more videos, record more stuff, do more live streams, get more content on my YouTube page. Because again, I keep getting back into that mindset that things have to be perfect. No, episode 3, I need to have a guest on. I need to do it a certain way, and then it's just like, I think they call it analysis paralysis. You don't do anything because you're so overthinking and you want everything to be perfect, and keep falling into that, man. I keep falling into it, but I'm trying. So yeah, I'm gonna do more live streams, more videos on YouTube, probably some time lapse videos of me making communication books and resources and things. Um, Probably gonna put some videos of how to adapt things and what are some good materials to adapt anything. Um, Soon I'm gonna put out a video highlighting like 50 to 100 resources. Well, I don't know if I want to make it like a daily series and just every day. Day 1 of 100 of whatever resources that's helpful for people with disabilities, and then every day just try to put out a video like that. But the only problem is like I have to come up with a format that I'm able to release every day, and that is a little tricky. Um, yeah, but some other things I could talk about. I did start two businesses, kind of. I mean, it's not really two businesses. It's just two little ideas that I'm, two little additions that I'm adding to the page as far as services. Um, and I plan on adding more later. I got like a lot of things planned that I just gotta take action. But I started the disability kickboxing thing, or let me say the all abilities kickboxing thing, um, where I will drive to you and do and teach your loved one kickboxing. And I need to do an update because I decided that the first class is free, and then any class after that it's based on location. And I didn't put that in the original post, so I do need to do an update on that. And then recently I started all abilities Zoom room, where every week, once a week, I don't know if I'm gonna wait until I have at least a couple people that want to do it, because if I just open up a room for an hour and like only one or two people join, like, I mean, it wouldn't be bad per se, but um, it was supposed to be more of like a group thing, so I might need to wait till I have a group that wants to do it. But I was gonna host a Zoom room, and everybody can join for free and show off your favorite thing, your favorite niche, or your favorite interest, or if you have a talent, show off your favorite thing. I know a lot of people with disabilities that really like Star Wars, Legos, dinosaurs, Harry Potter, um, like building things, cars, music, um, art. Yeah, I do know a lot of people with disabilities that do art, or just have any talents. I was just gonna host these rooms and facilitate them. Just I'll have like a timer up in the corner, and I'll give everybody like about 5 minutes to show off their talent or talk about it, or show off this lightsaber you have that you really like. And I think that would be a great way for people with disabilities to meet each other and talk to each other. And I really wanted to do it in person, but I don't really got the funds to do that. So it was either start this now for free, or wait 5-10 years and then do it in person, where I have my own like building, and then people could just, it'll be like a social lounge or something for people with disabilities. And I don't got the funds for that. That's why I think Zoom is better because it's free. So um, and I can do it right now. So that's why I started. Soon I want to make an Etsy page or Teachers Pay Teachers. And I want to start selling some communication books or communication boards. Um, but I don't know if I want to start this shop. Well, I think I definitely want to start the shop. But I think before I start the shop, I think I want to record a couple videos to YouTube showing people how to make their own resources. I was gonna do it from scratch, but I realized some people just aren't technologically savvy, or at least don't want to sit there and go through the process of making the boxes and like arranging stuff and But I guess if I do a tutorial, I mean, you can see how to do it. What I was thinking, instead of doing it from scratch, I'll just teach people how to find a free template or where to find these kind of resources. And then from there, I can show people how to edit a template. I feel like that's a lot easier and manageable for just people that don't know how to make stuff like that. At least I think so. I don't really know, honestly. Um, but I'll figure it out. I want to make some tutorials that teach people where to find resources, um, how to how to why am I blanking? I don't know why I'm blanking right now. Yeah, where to find resources, how to use them. Yeah, I think that's all I got. I don't know. I just started blanking a little bit, but it was fun. I did miss streaming, and I have so many video ideas. I just gotta just go with it and do them all. And I don't like. I'm not sure what it is that is causing me to stop. I mean, I think it really is just wanting things to be super perfect, but like also like slightly a part of me is like, it's not. No, I think it goes back to just being perfect. I want the videos to be perfect. I want everything to be perfect. And if I'm not in that perfect mood, that perfect mindset, mind space, whatever, I just don't want to do it. And it's not gonna work. I gotta do it anyway. So yeah, episode 3, I think it was a short one, and I have to edit out a lot of the blank spaces. But yeah, episode 3, woo! All right, let me go to the chat real quick, see if there's any chats. There probably is not any. Let's see. Yep, we are chatless. Nice, nice. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna end the recording for this podcast. If you're listening to the audio version, thank you so much for listening. It was very fun. Dang, it's already 9 p.m. Oh my goodness. Wow, I was gonna record some more videos, but it's kind of late, man. I'll think about it. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Let me close out the recording. Peace. All right, so I closed out the recording for the podcast. Let me eat this little candy. Interesting. Okay. What I can do and get rid of the text now. Mm. 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 All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna make a phone call real quick, and then I'll be back. Alright, stream. I think it is late now. I'm getting sleepy. So I think I'm gonna hop off. But it was fun, and tomorrow I will stream either early in the morning or late at night. Um, Thanks for watching. If you were watching, if you weren't, that's okay too. Uh, I'm trying to think. Maybe I want to record another video real quick, but like, mm, I'll do it tomorrow. It's all good. Peace.